The road ahead, it twists and turns, and the sun beats down and it burns. But I keep on pushing through. And every step quicker than the last, my feet tread down this beaten path, and I keep on pushing through. 'Cause I get up and I may fall right back down, but your love lifts me back to solid ground.
Hello everybody and welcome back. In today's episode we'll be showing you some camera settings as well as behind the scene footage of how we take our cinematic sequences. Now there in the back we have Nadine setting up the drone, and there we have the Zhiyun Crane 3 lab ready to go. On the Crane 3 we have the Nikon D750 DSLR, which will be our camera of choice on the stabilization today, and in my hand I have the Canon EOS M50, which will be doing all the behind the scene footage for today's cinematic sequence. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere.
Sure, I have my doubts, but I must keep pushing through. Yeah, I get up and I may fall right back down, but your love lifts me back to solid ground.
Okay, so the camera settings that we have for today, I choose to shoot in 60 frames per second, and the reason for that is because if I do decide to slow down my video, then I can slow it down to 40% of the 60 frames per second, which will give me that nice cinematic look. And also the D750 does not shoot in 120 frames per second, so I will not get super slow motion. But 60 frames per second is plenty if you slow it down to 40%. And then if I go out to the menu so I can see the actual live view, then you'll see I'm shooting in a manual setting. The M shows that I'm shooting in manual. And I've set the camera to 125 frames per second. And the reason for that is if you shoot in 60 frames a second frame rate, you need your shutter speed to be double your frame rate value. So if you'll shoot in 24 frames per second, then you need your shutter speed to be at least 50 frames per second. Okay, and then the reason why we're shooting in f9 as opposed to f4 or f2 is because currently we're at a dam, which is pretty nice, and I need a lot of the sunlight to come in. But if I go down too much on my f-stop here, a lower f-stop, then the sun will really wash the scene out a lot because I don't have an ND filter on this camera. And then my ISO is set to 200. I like to shoot on 100 ISO normally, but for this exercise 100 ISO just lets in too much light and then the footage just looks pretty awkward. And sorry for wobbling like that, but I'm trying to hold it with one hand while trying to explain on the camera with the other hand. It takes quite a bit of concentration. So right there behind me we've got Nadine setting up the drone, and then there we have